I've become kind of a Esther and Jerry groupie for the last year. I want to thank you very much for calling on me, and also...
Some young people told Jerry and Esther that they were the new Grateful Dead as they were following them from place to place.
No.
They said, because Abraham's dead and we're grateful.
This, I want to ask a question about manifesting. But first of all, I want to thank you very much for all of the good things you've done around the world by going through Esther and Jerry and affecting so many people with your wisdom. Thank you very much.
Well, you all are asking. In other words, if not through this process, through another. You cannot be denied. Well-being is going to come to you. It just must.
So I'm reading your literature and your books and tapes and what have you, and I'm totally moved. I'm saying, okay, of all the teachers I've had, everything's just starting to come in together. You're a catalyst. You just bring it all together. So I think, all right, I want to become a like a lean.
You know what's
mean.
actually happening? You're coming into alignment with who you are, which is making all of the pieces that led up to this fit together. In other words, as you apply the process that causes you to come into alignment with who you are, everything that you have lived now makes sense. Once you get this, everything that's happening to you makes sense, and everything that's happening to everybody else makes sense. In other words, the mysteries of the world all go away as you understand law of attraction and the power of creation.
Well, the law of attraction I'm dealing with it now as though, first of all, I'm doing everything right. I think I'm meditating and I'm feeling good. I'm bringing joy, and I'm saying this is really truth. This is special. I'm going to see if it works. I'm going to become a lean, mean, manifesting machine. Okay, so it starts working. I have nothing, and the phone starts ringing. I'm manifesting. I want to manifest abundance. So the phone starts ringing, and money starts showing up in my life, and all of a sudden I lose a $5,000 diamond ring. So I'm saying, whoa, what's going on here? And so I almost simultaneously at the same era, the same time about a year ago, when I'm really doing some serious meditating and even maybe a little mantra, like the Wayne Dyer recommends for meditating. And so I'm in my home. It's about a 50-year vintage home, and I'm saying, I've got to remodel this home, but I don't have the money to do it. So I'm wandering around. I go from bathroom to downstairs. I'm saying, this has got to be remodeled, but I can't afford it, so I'm going to have to do it myself. So I say, how can I do that? It's going to take a century. And lo and behold, right out of just nowhere, a little pipe breaks in my bathroom, inundates with water the upstairs and floods it, goes through the floor and into the first story downstairs, takes care of the ceiling, exactly the one I was meditating over that I have to reconstruct. All the wallpaper I was supposed to take off and didn't know how to do it. And the insurance company brought in a stripper to do all of it, took care of all the walls I was meditating on both bathrooms, including the ceiling downstairs, new floor, and the whole thing. And I'm saying, it's bittersweet. Why am I manifesting bittersweet instead of all sweet?
Why is it bitter? Why was any of it bitter?
Well, because I'm spending money through the insurance company, and also I'm there living in the garage almost while they're repairing all this, and they find there's some kind of something in the walls that they have to eradicate and whatever. It was about a 2-week ordeal. And then I'm a musician, somewhat like Jerry used to be, I guess. And I have this impacted toenail, and this is all the same time, all happening. Having an impacted toenail is driving me crazy, and it has for years. And so I'm saying, this is painful. I got to do something about it. I'm going to go around and see if I can find a file, electric file, do something so it won't hurt me when I'm entertaining. And lo and behold, one night I'm packing my truck, and a microphone stand comes off of the dolly, a direct hit on my toenail. So, and it hurt like hell, I'll tell you. And after a lot of bleeding and a lot of pain, so the next day I call a doctor. He sees it and he extracts the toenail. Now it's as good as new. And how about this one? He said, by the way, when he found out I was a wedding DJ, he says, we're looking for a DJ to do our Christmas party. And in a couple of weeks, I got a Christmas party out of it, a new toenail, and I'm thinking, does there have to be a downer before you have a good, in other words, why can't I just have a sweet experience of happiness instead of, this negative thing happening. Why should there be pain before I have ecstasy? I don't get it. Don't get it.
We've been saying that if your car is going 5 miles an hour and you hit a tree, it's not as much problem as if your car is going 100 miles an hour and hit a tree. So sometimes in the beginning of deliberately applying thought, you can get out of balance in the sense that you goose up your desire disproportionate to your ability to allow. So what really happened here is that you increased your desire as you were focusing on what you wanted. You were meditating on these things that you wanted. You summoned more energy than your vibrational stance could allow easily. Now, the very good news is that your desire was strong enough, your focus was strong enough that you pulled it off. But you pulled it off in discomfort. And the answer to your question is you do not have to experience the pain in that, but the pain is an indication that you were pushing through some resistance, you see. Often this happens when people are impatient about wanting to make things happen. And we say that the rule of thumb is be as specific as you can be in your visualizing and still feel good. In other words, when you try to make something happen before you're really ready to make it happen, but you really want it to happen, what we meant earlier when we said someone who really, really wants a relationship and they want it now. They're just sick and tired of being without someone and they really, really want it. So they meditate on having a relationship and having it now. And their desire to have the relationship is so strong, the universe will bring them one, but it will be a painful relationship because they didn't clean up their vibration before they demanded that it come. And so what we're really wanting to say to you is that during your meditations, if you can just apply one statement and mean it as you say it, all things in perfect time. In other words, universe, I know that you have broader view, and I know that you know everything that I want. I know that you know what's waiting for me in vibrational escrow. I know you know what my vibrational state of allowing is. I'm working to bring myself into vibrational alignment with what I'm wanting. So yield to me as much as is possible in a comfortable way. And that's the way it will come to you. Really, it is.
Well, could this be from trying too hard? Because when I first started
Those are the
meditating,
perfect words. Those are the best words that you could have spoken about it. Trying too hard. Not trusting that the universe is going to lay it out in a way and get it done. So we call it micromanaging, getting overly involved, trying to do too much with action. For heaven's sakes, you were going to do the remodeling yourself. You were so determined to do it, you see.
one other item before I split. This is really interesting and quite funny, as a matter of fact. I'm reading your book about manifesting a little red car. It's always a red car for some reason. So I want to manifest a van. I really want this van big time, but I didn't want a red. And so I've been meditating for the last 6 months, and here it comes. Here's the van. It's about a $36,000 Quest van, and it's here. The money comes, and bam, it's there. But it's red. And guess what? I love it. I like it better than I would what I wanted to start with. And it's funny, I was wondering if that had anything to do with my subconscious reading these books.
Yes. Here's the thing. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. So when you think about the van that you want, but you say, I don't want it to be red, what the universe hears is red van.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to talk about what you do want. You see, in this universe that is all about vibration and all about energy, it's attraction-based, which means there's no exclusion. When you see this thing you want and you give your attention to it, you include it in your vibration. When you see this thing you don't want and you shout no at it, you include it in your vibration. So shouting no is just a way of saying yes to things you don't want.
Well, you've certainly answered my questions, and I feel much better. And this is my rampage of appreciation just sitting in this chair. Thank you.